They had shared a stage, a dream, and a sound that defined an era. But on October 22, 2025, that sound fell silent. Fans across the world woke up to the heartbreaking news that Dave Ball, one half of the legendary synth-pop duo Soft Cell, had passed away at the age of 66. The man who helped shape the electronic pulse of the 1980s was gone, and the silence that followed felt heavier than any bass line he'd ever created. For nearly 5 decades, Dave Ball and Marc Almond had been inseparable in music, two opposites whose chemistry turned raw emotion into unforgettable songs. When the news broke, the world immediately turned to Almond, wondering how one half of Soft Cell would react to losing the other. Marc Almond didn't stay silent for long. On his social media, he posted a message that left fans in tears. "A wonderfully brilliant musical genius," he wrote, describing his dear friend and bandmate. "Thank you for being an immense part of my life. It wasn't just a tribute, it was a goodbye letter to someone who had been part of his soul for nearly half a century." Their story began in 1977, when a young Marc Almond met Dave Ball at Leeds Polytechnic. They couldn't have been more different. Almond, the emotional poet, full of drama and heart, and Ball, the quiet genius who could turn electricity into melody. Together, they created Soft Cell, a duo that would give the world timeless hits like Tainted Love and Say Hello, Wave Goodbye. Their music was dark, beautiful, and deeply human, a reflection of the world they saw around them. Marc once said their partnership was like chalk and cheese, opposite in every way, yet perfectly balanced. That contrast became their strength. Almond's raw vocals and theatrical energy fused perfectly with Ball's precise, synthetic soundscapes. Together, they pushed boundaries and redefined what pop could be. What makes the loss even more tragic is that Dave Ball's final days were filled with hope and creativity. According to Almond, Dave had been in good spirits, working on a new Soft Cell album that the two had just finished recording. It was a reminder that their creative spark had never faded, even after all these years. He was in great form, full of life, and excited about the music we had just completed, Almond shared. "It feels impossible to think that he's gone." Dave Ball passed away peacefully in his sleep at his home in London, though no specific cause of death has been shared. For fans, his passing feels like the end of an era. But for Marc Almond, it was the loss of a lifelong friend, collaborator, and kindred spirit. As tributes pour in from musicians and fans around the world, one thing is certain: the legacy of Dave Ball will never fade. His music, that mix of melancholy and melody, will continue to echo through time. And somewhere, perhaps, Marc Almond's words still linger in the air. A final message to the man who helped turn silence into song. Thank you, Dave, for the music, the memories, and the magic.